So if you've made it this deep into the remote closing rabbit hole, you might be asking the question of how do I find the right remote closing opportunity, the right remote closing job for me, and the one that's gonna pay me the most money. So in this video, we're gonna go over the 4 things that you need to know and the questions you need to ask before you accept any remote closing position. And guys, when I say this is important, if you don't get placed in the right job, you could be losing out on time, you could be losing out on money, and you couldn't reach your full potential based on the offer that you choose. So make sure to stick through the entire video. Welcome to the Remote Closing Academy. All right, what's going on? Aaron here for the Remote Closing Academy. And these 4 things, guys, if you ask these 4 questions to the person that is interviewing you for the remote closing job, you're almost guaranteed to get a home run offer every single time. Now, if I'm confusing you with the word offer, all that means is the remote closing job, the offer that that company is putting out into the marketplace. So first things first, how are you going to figure out these 4 key pieces of information? Well, one of 2 ways. Number 1, it's already going to be in the job description. They're going to talk about it on the initial interview, or they're going to be questions that you have to ask at the end of the interview so that you can make sure you have full clarity on these. So what are the 4 things? Let's jump into number 1, which is lead flow. So all lead flow means is where are the leads that you are going to be contacting coming from? Now, where you don't want to hear the answer to this question, or what you don't want them to say, is you are going to have to cold call or cold message or find your own opportunities. If that is the case, run for the hills. There's way better offers out there. So with lead flow, you're going to want to look for people that have inbound, warm, vetted lead flow. And let me explain what that means. More often than not, with businesses that are actually successful and the ones that are consistently generating leads are the ones that are running some sort of advertisement groups. They have a social media following. They have people that already know, like, and trust them, which inherently is going to make your job a million times easier when you get on the phone with them. And this plays both to the appointment setting and the closer role as well, because again, if you don't have inbound leads that know who you are, it's going to make your job a million times harder on the close because they don't actually want the thing that you're trying to sell. And on the appointment setting side, if you're reaching out to people that have no intent, that have no interest in what you have, you're going to get a lot less sets, which equals a lot less money in the bank for you as an appointment setter. So the question that you can ask is, where are your current opportunities coming from and where are the leads that we're able to contact? And that is going to give you a pretty good understanding if they have warm inbound lead flow or if they're going to want you to cold call and do all this like really old antiquated stuff, which again, don't do any of that. There's a ton of offers out there that have leads that are ready to go and ready for you to call and or close. Now, the second thing we want to look at, and this isn't necessarily a question, like this will be pretty self-explanatory, but a thing to take into consideration is what industry is this offer in? I'm recording this on the 15th of November, which a couple days ago, FTX, the Bitcoin, or I'm not super into crypto, but the crypto exchange literally imploded on itself and it went bankrupt. So you're probably not going to want to join a crypto offer these days because the skepticism that is behind the volatility of the crypto market. So again, understanding and staying with the times is extremely important when picking an offer. Again, I wouldn't jump into one of those offers as a setter or a closer right now. Same thing with something like real estate. And keep in mind, I used to try to sell real estate agents. They're some of the most hard-headed people that I've ever talked to. But again, just even with the market itself, like it just makes it that much harder. So just the second thing you want to take into consideration, which again, is not necessarily going to be a question that you ask, but just something that you understand when going into the offer and knowing what that offer is selling. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If you can find an offer that is in the biz op space, which stands for business opportunity, that is where you're going to want to hang out, because what is happening within the world right now, right? The recession, the impending recession, people are getting let go from their jobs. People don't want to go to college anymore, and they're looking for alternative ways to make money online or just in general. So if you can tap into one of these business opportunity offers, people are going to those every single day to join and learn more about them. Let's say I was not to, be on the current offer that I'm in, I would 100% just go off, go for another business opportunity offer, because that I believe is where the money's at. And because people are looking for it. So jumping into number 3 is that you need to understand if the offer that you're trying to sell is validated by that business. This part is absolutely massive. And what I mean by validated, I think if you ask the business owner, you ask them, okay, how many times have you sold this offer? And they say anything less than a couple of dozen, right? 12, 24. And again, the number isn't really important, but the biggest thing is you need to understand, number 1, is this something that they're already putting out into the marketplace? And number 2, do they have a sales process, a script that you can follow that is going to move people from not being a part into being sold? Now, if the answer is they've only sold it a couple of times, that might be something that you might not want to jump too deep into. Can you do that and kind of like, create your own scripts and really take it head on and help them kind of develop that? Sure. But I think if you're looking for the quickest way of growth and essentially get to the paycheck, then you're going to want to find an offer that is already validated. They might even have a couple of closers and setters already, because that's going to be a good sign that not only is the lead flow good, not only is the offer good, not only are they actually helping people, at the end of the day, is that business owner actually committed to the craft, right? Because if it's just like something they started last week and they're looking for closers and they're just throwing some money out there, like they might not actually be that passionate about building the business yet anyway, right? And again, I'm not putting assumptions out there, but it's probably a good chance that it is at least a little bit validated. And last but not least, number 4, and it kind of ties from number 3, and that is what type of testimonials, case studies, and track record does the company have? Can you go to their website and see other people that have seen success? Can you see different screenshots of different communication within the clients that have come through the program that have, again, seen success? What type of big brands or, brands in general have they worked with? Because if the answer is, well, they don't have testimonials, is it necessarily a bad thing? Not really, but it's gonna make your job a billion times easier on the back end when someone can come in, right, a potential client, potential customer, and see a wall of testimonials, people that are saying, oh my gosh, this is amazing, this is great, right? It's gonna make just that person be more committed and more confident that you can actually get them to the point where they wanna be. But here's the most important part. One of the most overlooked things in sales in general, I believe, when it comes to your ability to sell, is your own personal confidence and conviction that the thing that you're selling could actually help the person and get them from where they are to where they want to be. Because if you're not that confident behind the offer that's in front of you and that you're selling, the saying goes, you can't sell something that you're not 100% sold in yourself. On the contrary though, if you know 1,000,000% in the deep depths of your heart, out of the hundreds or maybe even thousands of people that this offer has been able to help, if you know that you can help that person, not only are you going to be more confident and more convicted behind you being able to, bring them into the offer, but it's going to make you feel a whole lot better at the end of the day that you're not selling something that the person's not actually either A, needs, or B, going to actually see success with. So again, I think that's honestly one of the most important parts. You can have, the best sales script in the world, you can be the best salesperson in the world, but if you're not confident that what you have can actually help the person, it's going to be a lot harder for you. So now you know the 4 things that you need to take into consideration when joining an offer, but you might be asking, okay, where do I find these offers? Where can I get placed somewhere where I'm getting $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month? Well, if you click the video on screen, it's going to bring you through a 15-minute video that breaks down the entire process of where to find these jobs, how to fill out the applications, what to include in those applications, and much more. So make sure to click on the video.